Today's video, I'm doing something incredibly stupid, but also incredibly necessary. I spent 5 hours doing some of the worst money makers in old school RuneScape. That includes willow logs, shrimp, swamp paste, flax, and even making bronze bars. Yeah, it really got that bad. Let's see which one was the most painful and which one somehow wasn't as terrible as I really expected it to be. Here's how this works. I picked 5 methods most players joke about. I did each method exactly for an hour. At the end, we're ranking all 5 from just bad to incredibly criminal. Let's start with the classic. We're going to start chopping some willow logs. Honestly, this is just a warm-up for the pain that is about to come. So the method is pretty much chop, 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 and then you wonder about your life and the decisions that you decide to make. Willows feel like the game is telling you, you're really not ready for U-logs just yet. 25 minutes in, and I got a bird's nest. And at about 39 minutes in, I actually got a clue scroll drop. I had no idea whatsoever that chopping trees would give you clue scrolls. I guess you learn something new every day. As a special treat, at the end of this video, I'm going to do all the clue scrolls that we get from these drops. 43 minutes later, and we have another inventory full of logs. It's time to go drop these in the bank again. Honestly, I know this banker is just tired of seeing my face. Believe it or not, I actually got 3 woodcutting levels while I was here. Yes, I know I'm trash. I have been working on my woodcutting. Honestly, I have better things to do, like spending 5 hours of doing this shit that maybe adds up to nothing. Then out of nowhere, I was startled by my alarm. It had already been an hour and we were almost close to getting a 4th level here. 602 willow logs in an hour. I don't know if that's good or bad, to be honest with you. Also, I'm the sponsor of today's video. Hi. And if you enjoyed this type of insanity, please subscribe. Draenor actually come in clutch because right there, 2 birds, 1 stone, we got our shrimps and anchovies. Shrimps are good for all sorts of things. See, you can be able to boil them, broil them, bake them, saute them. They're shrimp Creole. Actually, you know what? We're not going to do this Forrest Gump bit. In no time, we had our very first inventory full of fishies right now. We have caught 27 fish in total. But the question is, are shrimp actually bugs? I know they're considered a delicacy, but you guys can be able to fight over this in the comments down below. Within a blink of an eye, there we go. We hit 100 caught fishies. I just need to do something better with my life. And just like that, wham bam, thank you ma'am. We have another inventory full of shrimps and anchovies. And it was around this time that the banker threatened me with a restraining order. Roughly an hour and 35 minutes into this journey, we finally hit 200 fishies in the inventory. With these credentials, we could easily get a job at Long John Silver's, no problem. And before I even knew it, bam, 300 fishies in the inventory going right to the bank. Let's go. When my middle school guidance counselor told me I wasn't going to amount to anything, they were right. And the time flew by like it was nothing. 634 fishies exactly at the timer. And with no time wasted, we teleported directly to Catherby. Next to the bank is the flax field. This is where I'm going to be spending the next hour. Luckily, I did not catch a trespassing charge as I decided to hop the fence. I'm personally here just to let you know that picking flax is just an endurance test. And just like that, we had our first full inventory of flax and I was ready to go squirt it into the bank. About 2.5 hours into this video project, we had already made another inventory full of flax. Once upon a time, I remember picking this exact same flax as a kid. Such fun memories. I did have a few pieces of strange fruit that I did eat for energy, but I kind of should have saved this for a little bit later. This asshole right here in the red shirt kept on picking my flax. So I moved up just a little bit and I told him to get to stepping. Then I got a surprise visit from my buddy Nine, who was curious to see what we were up to.
You're wasting your time here.
I know.
Just saying.
Thank you for the moral support, Nine. I love you too. And thank God, my timer had went off, so it was time to be able to leave the flax field. And for y'all that are curious, we picked up 952 pieces of flax. So the next hour I spent picking up swamp tar. By the way, this is the most click-intensive thing that I've done on this list, and it was really hard to be able to see this shit underneath the snow. Am I regretting my life decisions right now? It is a possibility. In no time, I had 50 pieces of cigarette tar. I had soon discovered that there was actually a nice little loop you could be able to do around this section here and just be able to pick up this stuff. But later on, I figured out I could just tag this shit. And look at that, 200 pieces of cigarette tar. This is amazing. This is peak gaming. What really helped is I had Kitchen Nightmares on in the background to be able to have that noise. If not, I would have went totally insane just doing this. It kind of felt like I was at the Daytona 500. All I was doing was just circles around this place. And as time flew on by, look at that, 500 pieces of swamp tar. Let's go. And then the game told me I should consider taking a break. And you know what? We ain't got time for none of that. I have better things to do with my life right now. And with another click of my mouse, 600 pieces of tar. I kind of am regretting sweating doing this. Remember whenever I told you earlier I could have just highlighted this shit? Yeah, well, guess what? I figured that out right before the alarm went off. FML. 729 pieces of tar later, that's when the alarm went off. And if you notice, we started this shit at 10 a.m. and it's now 2 p.m. Life choices, people. Wanting a break from all of that snow, I decided to go to the desert. Now it's time for bronze bars. And just like that, we were off to the races. But with our very first inventory, we actually got another clue scroll. I didn't even know I could get clue scrolls from this. I actually made a couple friends while I was up here. This is Sting, the other one's Pinch. These are my pet scorpions. And apparently Pinch doesn't know how to wrap it up because they have like 7 kids up here. And as I shove my entire body into the furnace, we have our first bar of bronze. We did already have a few bars already in the bank, but no cheating. I just went on ahead and just dropped them on the ground. And if no one has ever told you this before, bro, the desert sucks. It is like really hot here and everything's sandy, and then you get like sand in places you can't get it out of. It is just a nightmare. Wasn't too long after that, we were already mining again, but Sting and Pinch come and told me that they were actually going to be getting a divorce. I feel really bad for them because they are really nice people. And with another full inventory of material, it was time to throw myself back into the furnace and create some more bars. Oh, and we got another clue scroll, so that makes it 3. 5 hours later, it was actually time to finish this up. I waved goodbye to Sting and Pinch and I told them they really shouldn't get a divorce. They need to think about the children. Back at the bank, we had made 193 bars of bronze. Now it was time to go to the GE and sell all of the stuff that we have worked really hard on today. So how much GP did we make in 5 hours? 75K. Yes, I could have done this in 20 minutes on a Slayer task. Now I'm going to rank our 5 tasks today from worst to best. Complete shit, disgusting, awful, minus our new friends we made. Not really that bad. I mean, I don't know what you want me to say. We almost got 4 levels. Now those clue scrolls, the first one, let's open this bad boy on up. Yeah, that sucks. And for the second one, that one fucking sucks too. And finally, the last one, what did we get? A longbow. I would rather be kicked in the nuts. And remember, I'm the sponsor of this video.
Subscribe to this piece of shit.